Hi, Rosies. It's Ro.
And Z, you want to tap into your higher self? Try journaling. In this video, I'm going to show you how journaling has helped me. Stay tuned. Welcome back, Rosies. So here we are with our my journaling system. I have here, I've been journaling for, before I start, I've been journaling for most of my adult life on and off, but in the last few years, I've been journaling consistently. So I recently saw, well, I shouldn't say recently, this was last year. Cloth and Paper had what they call an intentions journal. You see it here. And I fell in love with it. I don't subscribe to the Cloth and Paper subscription box. I encourage you guys to. I don't do it because I just don't really have the space to put all that stationery. But when I saw this in one of the subscription box, I was crossing my fingers that it actually came into the shop, and it did. So my first intentions journal was last year in 2004. This is a sticker that
You
I
mean
added.
2024?
2024. This is the first one I've used. So, and I that sticker doesn't come with it. I just added it there because I have a few of these planners. And I uh, last year was the first time I used journaling prompts from self-help books or self-help journeys. Last year I used Oprah Winfrey's what you call live your best life prompts, and I also used Deepak Chopra's soul searching prompts. I don't know, it was in the magazine. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I use those prompts in this journal, and I've journaled in this. I started journaling, I believe, in May. Let's see. No, I started journaling here in June, and I journaled June, July. I skipped August and went back to journaling September through December. So I'm just going to I don't want to go through all of what I did because it is personal, it's a journal, but just to flip through, just so you could see how I use my journal. Okay. So that is 2024. As you can see, the last few pages I didn't really get in. I quit. Oh, it was in my last journal entry in the 2024 journal was December 17th of last year. But I thoroughly enjoyed using this planner. If you, not planner, sorry, journal. If you guys are interested in being, holding yourself accountable, Oprah talks about living your best life, which includes forgiveness, which includes self care. And self care is a broad topic, but self care includes time for yourself, time for your family and friends, things that bring you joy, things that help your personal development, to include finances and accountability. So, this is where a lot of those prompts help me. And it's great because when you look back, you see where you were and where you are. It's a record of how you're developing and seeking to align with your higher self. So this particular journal in 2024. I used Oprah and Deepak Chopra. Now, this planner, sorry, keep calling them planners, journal, the same as the 2024 journal is the Intentions Journal from Cloth and Paper. I labeled it 2025. I started using this journal, I believe, in February. Let's see. Nope. I started using this journal in January of 2025 of this year. If you guys follow our channel, you would know that the first 4 months, the first third of the year has been very emotionally exhausting for me. I had a very challenging time, very difficult time separating the high emotions that happen when you're the sole caretaker of an elderly parent, in addition to everything that's going on in your life. And I couldn't even bring myself to journaling. I forced myself to plan, but I couldn't even bring myself to journaling. And I felt cheated on because this is my self care. This is where I release a lot of emotional distress. This is where I hold myself accountable. This is where I keep track of some of my goals and how I feel about meeting those goals. This is where I do a detox of the day that has occurred, and I was unable to bring myself to that when it came to actually using some of the prompts that I've learned in some of the books. So I was just writing. But around April of this year, I decided to read certain books. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, Rocio and I we read the Let Them Theory. And that book, in some chapters, not all of them, but some chapters, it spoke to me completely. It was as if my higher self, my subconscious was telling me, Suli, you can't change these people, you can't change the situation, but what you can do is change the circumstances. So I'm like, you know what? I went through the book, I highlighted some sections, and I took notes.
Oh,
So
wow.
these are my notes from the Let Them Theory book. And I put them in this binder. You can get this binder anywhere, a binder like this anywhere. Printed them out back and front, used sheet protectors. And this is where I get a lot of my journaling prompts. This is where, when I see some of the situations that the book discusses and talks about, I use it as a prompt and I detox. And when I say detox, I
You
try
let
to,
it all out.
yeah, let it all out and try to assess the situation that came up with which this journaling prompt is appropriate for, and how I can get through it and better myself, make myself a better person after it. So I use the Let Them theory as the journaling prompts from I think it's from April. I started doing that. And then I read Gary Zukav's The Seat of the Soul. And honey, Gary spoke to my soul, because as you can see, I've highlighted. It's like Rocio said, it's like I wrote the book over again, but it's so in depth, and it talks about how your soul is an eternal, I don't know if I call it being, but an eternal entity. You reincarnate into the being that you are in human form, but your soul lives on forever. And you, in order, at least what the author says, Gary Zukov's, you have to get yourself better aligned with your higher self so you can personally develop your soul for the next reincarnation. And that's what I'm trying to do. Listen, I'm not perfect. I don't think after this I'm going to be perfect, but I'm going to try a thing, okay? I want to live my life to make myself a better person, to be a better example for my son. So yes, this is Gary Zukov's My Notes from the Seat of the Soul. Very good, particularly the last two chapters. Hit it. Well, let me show you, because I highlighted everything within the last, as you can see, the last two chapters. It seems like everything was highlighted. So I strongly suggest that if you guys want to get into journaling and you really don't know how to start, if you like a certain book and you felt that that book touched you in a way, even if it's a novel, even if it's a fiction, whatever, because if it speaks to your soul, use some of the situations and use some of the prompts in that journal, in that book, to journal on. What are things if you see, let me do a quick flip through on the 2025. If you see some of my flip throughs, you see stickers, you see I use color. And let me show you how the setup is, so in case you're interested. So this is some cloth and paper. It's it has here a brain dump, your accomplishments, gratitude, reflections, and tomorrow's intentions. How I use this, it depends on how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes I just white out the headings and I use the entire page as a brain dump. Oftentimes I use it just like how it has here. I put a brain dump, and the brain dump is really what occurred with that day, what spoke to me about that day. Are there any lessons that I need to learn for that particular day? Then I list my accomplishments. And sometimes I don't feel like I accomplished anything, but I would just put something in there like I got through today, because you have those days. There's always something to be grateful for. I have my reflections here and then tomorrow's intentions. So you use it the way you want to, but those are some of the ways I use it. And I haven't gotten through this book. Right now I'm in well, this is 2024. This I'm in June. I did skip May. And I okay. So I needed a break. I needed a break to decompress. And I said I'm not gonna do any journaling in May, but I missed it. I missed my journaling because there were things that was going on that I'm like, man, I should put that in the journal, because when I come back to this, I'm gonna laugh. So I don't know if I'm gonna, because this is a 6-month journal. It says it right here. It's a 6-month journal. And although it's not dated, it has the sections that correspond to 31 days, as 31 days in a month. So I like to keep myself accountable every day. But you could do it whenever you feel the need to document or memorialize a situation. So I that's what I do. I'm gonna show you. Let me see if there's I just want to show you how I decorate it, I guess. Okay. So is my this is an entry that I made last year. As you can see, it was June. I don't know if you could see that. June 30th of last year. I use colored pens. Have my colored pens here. I I just kind of follow the prompts in the journal. I also on the sheet there's like a plain graph grid sheet here, and I use that as my vision board. Do you journal?
Not like that.
Okay. Well, I use
I
this as
have
my vision
I
board.
I have the book that you sent me with how I feel.
Yes.
I have that, but you go into detail.
Oh,
You
okay.
always been a writer. I am not.
Okay.
So,
Well, yeah, I guess so. But anyway, this is like my vision board. I wanted, and I still do. We need a she shed. As you can see, I'm filming in my bedroom. It's the only room in my house that I can close the door and have some peace and looks a little decent that I could go on camera on. I want a she shed so bad, and I
I
have it on
need
my
one
vision
too.
board. Uh, I didn't put it here, but I saw a lady who had one at her. She purchased one, and I saw it at the port here, one of these portable ones, and I wanted to cry because I want one so bad. But anyway, this is my vision board. And listen, you can add whatever you want in your journal, because I'll show you. This was my journal entry, my goals for November of 2024. And this is what I put as on that blank page that I use as a vision board. And I purchased this car. Now you may think, oh, well, this is my dream car. Now it's not a luxury vehicle, but it's the kind of vehicle that you need here in the Virgin Islands with the roads we have and the gas prices we have. So I put it here on my vision board, and it was a Sunday, and I was just, chilling. And I happened to say, well, let me see if they have any Toyota Highlander hybrids for sale in Miami. So I live in the US Virgin Islands, so the closest US port to purchase vehicles aside from Puerto Rico is Miami. So I Googled and boom, there was a Toyota Highlander for purchase. I purchased the Highlander a couple, I called in, well, I purchased the car. And it was only after I purchased it, because Rocio was the one who reminded me. She's like, Suli, you had that on your vision board. And I'm like, oh my God, that's true. So I went back and I looked, there is the color that I purchased. And one thing that was really exciting is that I didn't realize that I purchased the car from online. I didn't go up to Miami to purchase the car. So whatever photos they had online is what I saw. When I received the car, when it was shipped here in the Virgin Islands, I realized they had the moon roof and I was so excited. I was over the moon. So items in your vision board can come true and do, and you just have to have faith that it will, because I completely forgot about this until Rocio reminded me. So this is my journaling. And listen, oh, I meant to say, I also use stickers. As you can see, I use tons of stickers just to make it have some personality. I use stickers from Happy Planner. I use some of their quotes as well, motivational quotes, just to give it some color and make you feel motivated to journal. But anyway, if you guys want to start, this is a good way to do it. You don't even need to buy this type of journal. I used a composition notebook for years, but I just want to get you guys in the mood to keep yourself accountable. And I think journaling will help, well, not just accountability, but keep yourself, it helps you emotionally balance and keep yourself aligned. So anyway, this is what I do. I hope you guys take an interest in it. You would be surprised how helpful journaling is. Ah, anyway, thank you for joining us.
Bye,
Bye.
Rosie.